This episode is sponsored in part by our friends over at Sono Bello. Genetics can be truly amazing. Maybe you inherited your mom's beautiful eyes, her radiant skin, or a smile that lights up the room. But sometimes, not always, but sometimes, we inherit traits that we wish we could change. Like those areas of our body that just don't feel like us. It's not uncommon to catch yourself thinking, ugh, I got my mom's belly and love handles. But remember, genetics don't have to define your confidence. You deserve to feel great in your own skin, and that includes loving the way you look. Don't let genetics hold you back. Explore the permanent solutions at Sono Bello and take the first step toward the body that you've always wanted. Our friends over at Sono Bello are offering you their literal best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event. But appointments are limited, so if you want this, you need to get on this now. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal. It's this brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. That's right, permanently. Wherever your problem areas are, whether it's your tummy, love handles, thighs, even your arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Yes, eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that. But if you want to lose that stubborn fat in just one visit, check out Sono Bello. You can save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/diaries. That's Sono Bello, BELLO.com/diaries. I want to take a moment to talk about something really important, mental health. Now, I've had the chance to try therapy a few times in my life, and let me tell you, it's always been a helpful tool when sorting through difficult moments. Therapy gave me the space to work through challenges, and more importantly, it helped me gain tools to deal with whatever life throws my way. That's why I'm excited to share something I think is really awesome. Rula. It's a healthcare company that makes therapy more accessible so you can get the support you need when you need it. Finding the right therapist can feel overwhelming, but with Rula, it's easier than ever. With a network of over 10,000 therapists and psychiatrists nationwide, you can find the perfect match for your needs, preferences, and state requirements, whether you're looking for talk therapy or medication management. Plus, most major insurances are accepted, so you can pay as little as $15 per session. And another thing that sets Rula apart is their end-to-end care. They're with you every step of the way, from matching you with the right professional to scheduling appointments and even tracking your progress. Rula is dedicated to your success, ensuring you get quality care with carefully screened providers and support throughout your journey. So whether you're looking for therapy or medication help, Rula has the range of care you need. It's all about finding the right solution, even if you're not exactly sure what that is. Thousands have already trusted Rula to support them on their journey toward improved mental health and overall well-being. Head on over to rula.com/diaries to get started today. After you sign up, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them our show sent you. Go to rula.com/diaries and take the first step towards better mental health today. You deserve quality care from someone who cares. You know what I don't miss at all? That brutal week before my period when I'm exhausted and all I want is sweets. All of them. I'm talking chocolate, cookies, chips, basically anything with sugar or salt. It's like my body takes over and I can't stop. That's when I found Happy Mammoth. It's so much easier to manage PMS with their estro control. Happy Mammoth is the company that created Hormone Harmony, and they're dedicated to making women's lives easier. That means using only science-backed ingredients that have been proven to work for women. They make no compromise when it comes to quality, and honestly, it shows. The biggest benefit to Hormone Harmony is really feeling like myself again. That's what women mention over and over in their reviews. And there are literally over 17,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code DIARIES at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code DIARIES for 15% off today. A special thanks to Happy Mammoth for sponsoring today's episode.
To listen to episodes early and ad-free, head over to patreon.com/themurderdiariespod. For $2.99, you'll be getting your episodes early and you will be listening ad-free. ad-free. We recently streamlined for our ad-free experience to be on Patreon only. So head over there now, patreon.com/themurderdiariespod to listen early and ad-free. Thanks to all of our awesome subscribers. Welcome back to The Murder Diaries. I'm Paige.
And I'm Natalie.
In the early morning hours of November 19th, 2017, before the sun had fully risen, police in Corinth, Texas found a suspicious vehicle in a vacant lot off a service road. Inside the vehicle, they found 21-year-old University of North Texas senior Amanda Clairmont, dead from multiple gunshot wounds. Everyone who knew Amanda, whether they were family or just casual acquaintances, said that she was kind, generous, and a sweet person. She wasn't involved in anything maybe that you would call nefarious that would have led her to being murdered in a random parking lot. Years passed with investigators releasing little information on Amanda's murder. Still unsolved, Amanda's friends and family are left hoping that someone will come forward with a piece of information that will bring justice for Amanda. This is her story.
Used to think it's in my head, but I'm walking with the dead.
Amanda Marie Clairmont was born April 25th, 1996, to Kathy and Jeffrey Clairmont in Aurora, Illinois. She had several siblings, including a sister named Stephanie, and 3 brothers, David, John, and Michael. Amanda spent much of her childhood in Sandwich, Illinois, living with her mother. Unfortunately, when Amanda was young, her mother, Kathy, passed away from cancer. Around that time, in 2007, Amanda moved to Texas to live with other family members. She lived in McKinney, Texas for a bit, then relocated to Frisco. Amanda attended Liberty High School in Frisco, where she was a goalie on the JV soccer team. She even completed some of her college credits while she was still in high school. Amanda met her friend Kayla during her sophomore year of high school, and she soon became like family to her. Kayla told the North Texas Daily she was a very genuine person who was very artsy and beautiful inside and out. She taught me what it would be like to have an older sister who could also be a best friend. In 2014, Amanda enrolled at the University of North Texas and began studying business. Her real passion, though, was makeup. Those who knew her said that she had more than a knack for it. It was really what she loved, and she was great at doing it. When Amanda turned 18, she began working in the cosmetics department at Nordstrom's at Stonebriar Center in Frisco. Her half-brother Mike told the Denton Record Chronicle about how much Amanda loved her job. She loved helping people look pretty. She loved helping people with hair and just anything to help someone feel good about themselves. He described her as being the most like their mother, saying that she was full of laughter, adventure, and wit. Amanda's father, Jeff, said that Amanda just loved helping others. He told the Denton Record Chronicle, "I remember somebody was getting married and they didn't have enough money to get makeup done, and Amanda did it for free." One of her former classmates said that Amanda was really one of a kind, telling the Dallas Observer that she was definitely known for her hair and makeup. Her look was very unique. Her love of makeup and excitement to help others started at a young age. In 2013, when she was 17, Amanda posted a video on her YouTube channel explaining her top 5 makeup products.
Hey, I'm Amanda. So I just wanted to show you guys my top 5 favorite makeup products of all time.
The clip you just heard is from that video. And in that video, which was posted November 30th, 2013, Amanda's sitting on the floor in what appears to be her bedroom. A big fuzzy pink chair is behind her, and the walls are bright green. Her big, beautiful, blonde, curly hair is flipped all to one side in a classic millennial side part, and she explains each product, how much it costs, how to use it, and why she loved it so much. We'll link the video in this episode's blog post at themurderdiariespodcast.com, so you can check it out there. I should note that it's the only video on her YouTube channel, but it gives viewers a bright insight into what Amanda loved to do and how easygoing and sweet her personality was. Amanda's best friend, Megan, said they met one night at a party and she was immediately drawn to her. While Megan said that Amanda was the life of the party, there was a lot more to her than that. She described her also as being shy and soft-spoken, creative, curious, compassionate, and forgiving, but steadfast in her convictions. Megan told the local newspaper that Amanda was well known around the UNT campus, and she loved to go to parties and go dancing, saying, We'd spot her at parties, and we would only see her big curly hair, and she was always dancing. She was impossible to miss. It was like a game we would play when we go to parties, like, oh, where's that curly-haired girl dancing? Megan explained that because Amanda had experienced the tragedy of her mom's death at such a young age, she had a different perspective on life that, quote, she really taught me about living life to the fullest. Her mom died when she was 9, so she really understood how fleeting life was. I just never had a friend like her, and I may never have another friendship like hers. She was so significant to me. It's clear that Amanda had so many wonderful qualities, including her hilarious sense of humor. Her Twitter page remains public and really shows how funny she was. It really gives insight into what a sweet, normal college student she was. One video that she posted in June of 2017 showed her in jean shorts, a camo shirt, and black heels that had straps that wound up her leg to her knees. She had on a headband pulling back her curly blonde hair with a big white bow on top. Her makeup was perfect, and she had big silver hoops in. She panned down to her outfit and her small brown and white dog at her feet. She captioned the video, "I just moved in, ignore the lawn chairs." She posted another picture captioned, "My cuddle buddy," with a small black and white bunny rabbit tucked underneath her chin. Another post that undoubtedly elicited laughs from her followers reads, "This girl sitting next to me in class is eating a ham sandwich, and I want to tell her it's probably expired because it smells so bad." Most of her posts are pictures of her with makeup done or photo shoots that she did with friends after doing their makeup. There was no denying that she had a talent and a special vision for using makeup to accentuate someone's natural beauty. There was also plenty of pictures of her with friends, smiling and laughing, which seemed to be a mood she was often in.
Amanda's half-brother Mike told NBC News that she was someone who was just really always in a good mood, always positive, and super charismatic. He echoed what most people who knew Amanda said about her, saying she was bubbly, she was loving, she was kind, she was more loving to a stranger than the average person was, because she believed everyone had good in them.
In the early morning hours of Sunday, November 19th, 2017, law enforcement was patrolling the area of a service road off Interstate 35E in Corinth, Texas, not far from the UNT campus. Corinth police entered a vacant parking lot that sat beside a Nissan car dealership. Inside the lot, Corinth police noticed a dark-colored vehicle parked up against the fence with its lights on and the passenger door open. It was a strange sight, so they pulled up to the vehicle to investigate. Officers were horrified at what they found. Inside the car, they found 21-year-old Amanda Clairmont dead from multiple gunshot wounds. It was clear that Amanda was beyond help, and she was unfortunately pronounced dead at the scene. The following day, police officially identified Amanda publicly, marking the first homicide that occurred in Corinth in 17 years. At the time, Corinth had a population of around 19,000 and was a growing city in Denton County. Understandably so, Corinth police were shocked at what they discovered and now had to start investigating a crime that many of them didn't have much experience with. It didn't take long for the Tarrant County medical examiner to rule Amanda's death as a homicide. However, very little information was released to the public about the scene itself, including details of her injuries. However, it's implied that Amanda had likely been dead for several hours before she was found. There are also reports that the vehicle Amanda was found in had, quote, crashed into the fence it was found by. However, law enforcement described it as being parked against the fence. I guess to a certain extent, I understand why law enforcement is describing it as parked against the fence. We'll include a picture of the fence in our blog post at themurderdiariespodcast.com, or you can check it out on our Instagram. When you look at the fence, there's very clearly an indentation where the fence is pushed out, kind of like a big dent of where a car would have been. I would expect that there would be more damage than just that if a car went into the fence with great force or at a really high speed. There's definitely damage, and the car did sort of crash into it, but not to the extent where the fence is knocked down or anything like that. So again, you can check out a picture and take a look for yourself at themurderdiariespodcast.com or our Instagram at themurderdiariespod. This episode was brought to you in part by Cozy Earth. In order to prioritize yourself, you need to prioritize your sleep, because great days start with better nights. Transform your rest with Cozy Earth's luxuriously soft, temperature-regulating sleep essentials. Because when you sleep well, you live well. Cozy Earth's bamboo sheet set allows you to sleep like it matters. They're on my bed right now, and my husband must have commented on how amazing he thinks they are like 100 times. And he normally doesn't talk about our sheets very much, at least until we got our Cozy Earth set. They are seriously the softest, coolest, most luxurious sheets you will ever own. I know they're the best ones I've ever owned. Because I love their sheets so much, I can't wait to upgrade my sleepwear and try out some of Cozy Earth's bamboo pajamas. They're also breathable and temperature regulating. I run super hot, so Cozy Earth pajamas with a Cozy Earth sheet set sounds amazing to me. Prioritize your sleep. For the Murder Diaries listeners only, Cozy Earth is offering an exclusive 45% off sleep essentials just this weekend, March 14th through the 16th, to celebrate World Sleep Week. Use our code DIARIES to upgrade your bed with new sheets, blankets, or get yourself some PJs for almost 50% off this weekend only. You don't want to miss this. Better sleep starts at Cozy Earth. Today's episode is brought to you by Acorns. People often say that the best investor is a dead investor. Morbid or not, here's why. It's because those who have passed can't make rash decisions, and they can't pull their money out in a panic every time they hear about a dip in the stock market. Acorns is built to help you invest for the long term, and, well, you don't need to be dead. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. What's great about it, too, is you don't need a ton of time. You can create your Acorns account and start investing in just 5 minutes. Basically, Acorns does all the hard parts so you can give your money a chance to grow. Sign up now and join over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $25 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/diaries or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive deposit to grow Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/diaries.
This episode is sponsored in part by our friends at Hers. Let's face it, weight loss can feel overwhelming to say the least. That's why Hers is changing the game. By providing access to GLP-1 medications plus expert care, they make your goals more achievable. Hers is literally transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans that are delivered straight to your door if prescribed. Hers offers a holistic weight loss program with personalized solutions that include compounded GLP-1 weekly injections that feature the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy, or even oral medication kits. It's so easy to do. Here's how it works. After you submit an online intake form, a licensed medical provider will determine what plan is best for you. If prescribed, your program includes medication, ongoing care, and online support, and it's all at one low cost. Weight loss plans are more affordable through Hers with compounded GLP-1 injections starting at $165 per month. That's with a 12-month plan paid up front for new subscribers. No hidden fees, and absolutely no membership fees. So if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time you find the best option that works for you through Hers. Start your initial free online visit today at forhers.com/diaries. That's forhers.com/diaries for your personalized weight loss treatment options. Forhers.com/diaries. Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased.
This episode is brought to you by Honda. Introducing the all-new, all-terrain Honda Passport Trail Sport, the most off-road capable Honda Passport Honda has ever dreamt up. The Passport features increased ground clearance, roof rails on all trims, and available specially developed all-terrain tires. And you'll stay comfortable with tri-zone climate control and available features like heated and ventilated front seats and a panoramic moonroof. Learn more at honda.com/passport.
Revolutionize your cooking with the Tefal Infrared Air Fryer. Watch as your food crisps up through a large lighted window and delight in faster, crispier, and juicier results with no preheating thanks to Tefal's advanced infrared technology. Discover the future of cooking and bring innovation into your kitchen by visiting Tefal.com.
Building a portfolio with Fidelity Basket Portfolios is kind of like making a sandwich. It's as simple as picking your stocks and ETFs, sort of like your meats and other topics, and managing it as one big, juicy investment. Now that's pretty good. Learn more at Fidelity.com/baskets. Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Corinth Police Lieutenant Jimmy Gregg told the Denton Record Chronicle that his department was wasting no time in pursuing every lead and tip that they had in order to find out what happened to Amanda. He added, "Our main goal right now is just to get justice for the family."
It was determined that Amanda had been at a bar on Fry Street in Denton the night before she was found murdered. A Google Maps search shows that the distance from the bar area that Amanda was at Saturday night was about 7 miles away from the vacant lot. There's also been very limited information released regarding Amanda's movements on the night before she was found murdered. News outlets report that she was known to be with at least one person that night and had been drinking in the Fry Street bar area. Her half-brother Mike said that he didn't know Amanda to use any drugs or drink heavily, so he couldn't imagine that that had anything to do with her murder. Just a few days after the murder, NBC in North Texas posted an article about the police force's continued investigation of the crime, commenting on the lack of information released. The article reads, "Police can't or won't say what might have been the motive in the killing." A user on Reddit said that they actually met Amanda for the first time that night, and that she'd been at a bar by the name of Cool Beans, which is described as a dive bar and grill on Fry Street. The user said that they, along with several others that were there that night, spoke to the police and confirmed that Amanda had been at Cool Beans on Saturday, November 18th. This user goes on to say that Amanda had a drink but didn't seem to be intoxicated or overly impaired, and that she left at midnight to go back to her car. Another user who identified themselves as Amanda's best friend said that Amanda had definitely been at the bar that night, but she would never drink heavily and then drive. On top of that, this user also said that Amanda left the bar that night to take someone home, and that there's surveillance footage of her dropping this person off at a fraternity house. So whatever happened to her happened after that. Though it's been confirmed by authorities that Amanda was in the Fry Street area at a bar with at least one individual that night, there's been no public confirmation by police regarding her taking anyone home that night. The vacant lot where Amanda was found was surrounded by several homes. One resident told the Denton Record Chronicle that she'd actually heard 4 gunshots around that area on Sunday, sometime between midnight and 1 a.m. She explained that she'd been getting ready for bed that night and heard 4 pops. It seems very possible that this could have been related to Amanda's murder. Investigators later stated that they believed the murder did in fact occur between midnight and 1 a.m. Everyone seemed to be grieving, regardless of wherever they knew Amanda or not. The fact that someone who was so loved by so many people was just brutally gunned down in the middle of the night was terrifying. The fact that the town had gone so long without seeing a similar crime added to the shock and fear. The UNT campus mourned the loss of one of their students, flying their flags at half-staff. Amanda was only months away from graduating when she was murdered, so she had a lot of friends around campus. The university president actually ended up releasing a statement, and it's as follows. "Our deepest heartfelt sympathies go out to the family and friends of UNT student Amanda Clairmont. Our hearts are heavy with the news of the tragic loss of her life." One of the Clairmont's family friends organized a GoFundMe on behalf of Amanda's brother in order to raise money for her funeral. Notes were sent along with donations, each of them extending condolences and sympathy. One read, "Our hearts are very sad. It has certainly shook our faith to take such an angel. We will always adore the sweet girl with such a beautiful smile." Another read, "Amanda was an amazing friend to me in school, sending love and hope for justice for her." Similar words of grief were left on the funeral homepage for Amanda's obituary. Her best friend, Megan, wrote, "It still doesn't feel real. Amanda was my best friend. Words will never be able to describe how I feel. Amanda was my entire inspiration, and I will never stop loving her." There were plenty of people who came together after Amanda's murder, reminiscing on what their best memories were. Another post on Amanda's obituary page was from Devin J. It reads, "I remember hanging out with Amanda in middle school and a bit in high school, and I loved the time we spent together. She was such an outgoing and kind-hearted person, and she was not afraid to speak her mind, and I admired her so much for that. My biggest regret is not keeping in touch and letting our friendship drift apart, but I continued to follow her on Instagram and Snapchat and see how beautiful of a person she became. Thoughts and prayers are with her and her family. I remember how much she loved her mother, and I know she is happy in heaven with her." Amanda's social media was a way that a lot of friends kept up with her and how she was progressing, especially in her love and passion for makeup. Just 2 weeks prior to her murder, Amanda posted a tweet saying, "Follow my new makeup Instagram account and support my work, please," with a link to her Instagram account. On that account, Amanda was only able to post 5 photos before her life was taken from her. A few of the photos were of her with her makeup done, and a couple of the other photos were of makeup that she did on other people. The first photo she posted was the former. It was of her wearing a pretty lace top and jeans with a big bow tied around her neck. Her bright blonde hair and her face were perfectly made up, which really just emphasized her natural beauty. She captioned the photo, "Hello, beautiful people. I'm a makeup artist in the DFW area, just wanting to share my work with the world. Follow my account to see my art and contact me if you need a top-notch makeup artist."
I mean, I think it's safe to say that it was obvious that Amanda had plans for expanding her art and talent, and she was just getting started on those plans when someone brutally stole her future from her.
Weeks passed, and Amanda's family and friends continued not only to grieve her death, but to search for justice and find the killer. Mike told North Texas Daily that he was still in shock and often thought about the last time he spoke with Amanda. It was the week before her murder, and she had been studying for a Latin quiz. He learned about her death from his father and initially thought that it was some sort of joke. There was no way that Amanda could be dead. He told NTD, "I was in complete disbelief. I didn't even know that she had been shot until the day after." He also spoke to NBC DFW and said, "The world was robbed that day. Not only did I just lose a sister, but the world lost a hero. I don't think people realize the impact she had on so many people's lives in such a short period of time." Amanda's younger brother David posted a tweet a week after Amanda's murder reading, "If the people we love are stolen from us, the way to have them live on is to never stop loving them. I love you, Amanda." Though it still seemed unreal that Amanda was gone, her family was hellbent on finding the person responsible for her murder. Mike explained to NTD, "I'm pretty numb to death, but this is taking me to a whole new level. I just have a lot of vengeance in my heart. I want this piece of busted. We all do." Being that this was the first homicide that Corinth had seen in almost 2 decades, the Corinth Police Department enlisted the help of Texas Rangers and Denton County Sheriff's Department. Mike told NTD that he can't begin to imagine what had led up to whatever occurred that night. He and Amanda were really open with each other about what was going on in their lives. Mike said, "Everything she did, she always talked to me about it." Law enforcement told the public that they were following every lead and really not discounting anything. Corinth Police Chief Deborah Walthall told the Dallas Observer, "Everybody's going in different directions, trying to locate any possible lead that we can come up with." In December of 2017, just a month after Amanda's murder, no further information had been released regarding the case or the investigation. Lieutenant Kevin Tyson spoke to the local newspaper and assured the public that there was plenty of movement in the investigation, though they weren't prepared to release any of that information. They were holding quite a bit of information back, including the amount of gunshot wounds that had been inflicted on Amanda. Law enforcement explained that they wanted to preserve the investigation. One piece of information that was eventually released was regarding a vehicle that was seen in the same vacant lot that where Amanda was found. In an official press release from Corinth Police, Chief Jerry Garner explained, "Miss Clairmont is known to have been in the Fry Street bar area in Denton shortly before her murder. An investigation determined that she pulled into a parking lot in a dark-colored vehicle and spoke to one or more individuals in a red vehicle. The shooting occurred shortly after that." Outside of that information, no one seemed to have any idea who could be responsible for murdering Amanda. There just wasn't anything in her life that would have indicated that someone would want to hurt her. Another Reddit poster identified themselves as someone who knew Amanda and wrote the following: "It was shocking to hear about this because she was a good person who never seemed to be associated with a bad crowd. Her roommates got interviewed by FBI agents about a year after her murder. One of her roommates, who I've known since high school, speculated that an old gang-involved ex-boyfriend had arranged her murder. She also told me that Amanda had been shot from inside the car. No one knows why she was headed towards Corinth. She lives in North Denton. Amanda didn't deserve to die, and her death crushed a lot of people. Nobody saw it coming." Mike did an interview with Access Hollywood and pleaded with the public to come forward with any information they had, even if they didn't think it was important. He said, "Please, if anybody knows anything, I think it's really important that you bring that to the table because we're not going to be able to close this case unless everybody comes forward with every bit of knowledge."
The Access Hollywood reporter asked Mike what he'd say to his sister if he could speak to her now. And he was almost in tears when he replied, "I miss our talks. I miss, more importantly, the love and support she gave me through my trial and tribulation. It was just nice to be able to associate with somebody who was so closely related in personality to our late mother. And that was the very last link that I had personally to our mom. I miss her and I love her very much."
When you think about a business that has criminally, insanely good sales, like Death Wish Coffee or Only Murders in the Building stars Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty, which I love, sure, you think about how in-demand and awesome their product is. But what's often overlooked or kind of kept secret is that there's a business behind that business that's making and selling simple. For millions of businesses, that behind-the-scenes business is Shopify. We talk about Shopify all the time on this podcast, and we love working with them because nobody does selling better than Shopify does. They're literally home of the #1 checkout on the planet, as well as their not-so-secret Shop Pay, which boosts conversions up to 50%. This means that way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales are going. If you're looking to grow your business or your commerce platform, better be ready to sell wherever your customers are strolling and scrolling, which is on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Shopify can be there for you too. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Selena Gomez uses, and sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/murderdiaries, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/murderdiaries to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/murderdiaries.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you, you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Switch to Verizon Business and get more from your internet without paying more for your internet. Get LTE Business Internet starting at $39 a month when paired with a Business Unlimited smartphone plan. That's unlimited data, and with it, unlimited possibilities. Start saving today with Verizon Business, ranked #1 in small business internet customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Starting price for 25 megabits per second internet plan with savings, plus taxes, fees, and economic adjustment charge. Terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Are your ulcerative colitis symptoms proving difficult to manage? Tremfya guselkumab can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. At 1 year, many patients taking Tremfya achieved clinical remission, and some patients also achieved endoscopic remission. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor if Tremfya can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more, or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This episode is brought to you by Prime Video. In the small town of Holland, Michigan, nothing is ever what it seems. Behind the tulip festivals and pretty houses lay dark secrets that threaten to tear a marriage apart. Nicole Kidman stars in this darkly twisted thriller about a wife and mother whose quest to uncover her husband's secrets may get her more than she bargained for. Holland, streaming on Prime Video March 27th.
Support comes from ServiceNow. We're for people doing the creative work they actually want to do. That's why this ad was written and read by a real person and not AI. You know what people don't want to do? Boring, busy work. Now with AI agents built into the ServiceNow platform, you can automate millions of repetitive tasks in every corner of your business, IT, HR, and more, so your people can focus on the work that they want to do. That's putting AI agents to work for people. It's your turn. Visit servicenow.com.
In February of 2019, an article from the Denton Record Chronicle reported, "It's been more than a year, and the police have not figured out who killed Amanda Clairmont. The latest update from the Corinth Police Department is there is no update, and it does not appear closure will come anytime soon. The police department's interim chief, Mike Alexander, said the department was still, quote, looking at all of the evidence before we can push a case forward to the district attorney. I'm not sure if we're even ready to go in that direction yet, end quote. This seemed to imply that the investigators were on a path and headed towards making an arrest, or at least announcing that they had a suspect. However, that was not the case. In the same article, Lieutenant Gregg with the CPD made a comment that seemed to be very telling. He told the outlet, if this was a public safety issue, we'd have something out, but it's not. It's an isolated incident. He added that the police department would update the public more often with more detail, quote, if they had reason to believe anyone involved with Clairmont's death poses other threats to the public. This had everyone questioning. Did law enforcement have a reason to believe this was a targeted attack? Was Amanda shot and killed by someone she knew, or was her murder arranged by someone she knew? This just caused even more confusion and frustration, given that she just wasn't someone who was involved with anyone or anything that might lead to someone to kill her. In May of 2020, the new Corinth Police Chief Jerry Garner held a press conference about Amanda's case. According to the Denton Record-Chronicle article, the fence that Amanda's vehicle was found against that morning was still caved in, with a memorial set up there for her. He reiterated the police knew that Amanda had been in the Fry Street area in Denton on Saturday night and that she had pulled into the vacant lot, quote, where she was found to speak with at least one person in a red vehicle and was shot shortly after. Garner added, a homicide is something we never give up on, and right now we're asking the public's help and assistance on this case. Unfortunately, no new information was released in the press conference. Garner vaguely addressed where they were in the investigation by saying, we have followed up our leads to the point where we think we need to ask if anyone saw some of the things we think we know already. The Corinth Police Department is seeking information from anyone who may have seen something that night, either in the shooting scene or elsewhere.
Lieutenant Gregg also said that the investigation was going far past the borders of just Corinth. He assured that the case wasn't cold and that they were doing everything they could to get closure for the family.
In August of 2021, the Corinth Police Department finally released new photographs and video evidence from the night of Amanda's murder. An article by the Cross Timbers Gazette reported that due to the recent technological advances, police have obtained and released an enhanced photograph and video of the suspect's vehicle, now identified as a red or maroon 1999 to 2002 Chevy Silverado extended cab pickup or red or maroon 1999 to 2006 GMC Sierra extended cab pickup. The photo and video were obtained during the initial investigation from a local business surveillance camera, but due to the distance from the road, they were too blurry to identify the suspect vehicle. The photo clip released is 16 seconds long and appears to be from the perspective of a surveillance camera that's up high on a building. It shows a parking lot and a small area of the road that is in front of the business. The assumption, based on the parking lot we see in the video, appears to be the Nissan dealership that's located besides the vacant lot, and the road that the two cars are driving on is the road that runs alongside Interstate 35E. This has not been confirmed officially. We see one vehicle go by, followed by what's believed to be the vehicle that police are searching for more information about, the red and maroon extended cab pickup truck. Another assumption is the first vehicle seen driving in front of the truck is Amanda's car. However, that hasn't been officially confirmed either. Both the video and picture released are still very blurry. There's no timestamp on the video and really no information associated with the released images and video, just that they had identified the pickup truck as a, quote, suspect vehicle, and that they were seeking help to identify that vehicle. They added that after Amanda left the Denton area and up until she pulled into the vacant lot in Corinth, she didn't make or receive any phone calls or texts and didn't use any social media apps on her cell phone. Just a few months later, in October of 2021, the Corinth police reported that they had a new team of investigators that were reviewing and working on Amanda's case and were, quote, working around the clock to solve it. The new lead investigator, Sergeant Sam Kading, assured the public that the case was not cold and was still very much active. He told the Dallas Observer, we're still working on it on a daily basis by investigators, but there aren't a whole lot of people who are suspects.
Additionally, the Denton County Crime Stoppers announced an increased reward of $20,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the suspect or suspects responsible for the homicide of Amanda Clairmont. This was a big increase in the reward, which had been at $6,000 before.
In November of 2022, Jeff Clairmont, Amanda's father, spoke with the Denton Record-Chronicle on what was the 5th anniversary of his daughter's murder. The article reads, November reminds him of the silly movie nights he and his daughter would have together, how her laugh was so infectious, how kind-hearted she was, how she could always be there for her family, and how he won't get to experience any more of those moments. He misses his daughter dearly every day, and the question surrounding her death haunts him year-round. Corinth Police Chief Jerry Garner said that the case wasn't closed, but it was really close to becoming cold. The department had sent Amanda's case to be reviewed with fresh eyes by an Attorney General cold case unit. Chief Garner told the Chronicle, sometimes you just run out of things to look at. We're very near that point. Though Mike had been vocal that he felt that law enforcement was truly exhausting their resources to look for his sister's murderer, it was undoubtedly growing difficult to keep their hope alive. Jeff told the Chronicle, we'll never understand why or what happened. We've just been devastated. It's just hard to deal with our broken hearts and trying to deal with it. It's hard, period. But to not have any closure just makes us in the family feel like we're in limbo. Chief Garner emphasized again how odd it was that Amanda was even in Corinth that night, considered she lived in Denton and was out in the Denton area that night. He said it was a young woman who was passing through who at the moment didn't have any connections in Corinth at the time. So it's just kind of odd that it could have happened to her anywhere. She could have pulled off in Denton or Hickory Creek, but whatever reason, she pulled off the road and talked, it appears, to people in this red vehicle. This remains even stranger considering the police's announcement that Amanda hadn't communicated with anyone via her cell phone after leaving Denton and arriving in Corinth. Another Corinth detective, Carson Crowe, said that Amanda's case was difficult from the day they got it, and not only because of Corinth's limited experience with homicide investigations. Crowe told the Chronicle, this is not an easy case just because she was liked and loved by a lot of people. He added that there really wasn't any clear motive and she wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary, quote, anything that typical college students don't do. Detective Crowe made one of the only public statements about a subject that we were able to find, saying, initially, there was a suspicion that an ex-boyfriend had involvement. So that was the main focus and what we looked deeply into. Ultimately, we weren't able to rule him out, but we also didn't find anything that showed him to be involved. The same article also updated the information regarding the previously released info about the suspect vehicle. While investigators initially believed the red or maroon older model Chevy or GMC truck, new information led them to suspect that the vehicle was a red Toyota Tundra. Chief Garner reluctantly told the Chronicle that as much as they wanted to solve the case, with each day that passed, it became more and more difficult. He explained, saying, the passage of time makes it harder because, as you say, people potentially having information can spread to the four winds. And if you have somebody that's been troubled by conscience, as time passes, maybe it doesn't trouble them so much anymore, especially if they're states away. The last released information on Amanda's case reported that her case remained with the Texas Attorney General's Cold Case Unit, a unit that's made up of former homicide detectives. Chief Garner said that they were hoping that the unit would have more recommendations on something else to try or lead to follow. However, he admitted, if they don't or any leads they give play out, then we're pretty much at a cold case. Despite the case getting seemingly colder and colder, Chief Garner assured the public and Amanda's family that it was absolutely not closed. Quote, there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about the case. It's definitely not something I just put on the shelves and shut the door and forgot about. I'm hoping one day I will have that answer and be able to bring some closure to her father and family. I just want it to be known that this case is not closed. It's nowhere near being closed. If you have any information about the murder of Amanda Clairmont on November 19, 2007 in Corinth, Texas, please contact the Corinth Police Department at 940-279-1500.
That's it for this week, but be sure to check us out on social media at the Murder Diaries Pod. You can also come hang out with us on Mondays for our unscripted episodes. They're super fun and super relaxed. Until then,
stay safe. Bye.
The search for truth never ends. Introducing June's Journey, a hidden object mobile game with a captivating story. Connect with friends, explore the Roaring 20s, and enjoy thrilling activities and challenges while supporting environmental causes. After 7 years, the adventure continues with our immersive travels feature. Explore distant cultures and engage in exciting experiences. There's always something new to discover. Are you ready? Download June's Journey now on Android or iOS.